This episode of FPR is brought to you by support from viewers like you. It's true. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of FPR, Fish Plants Radio. I am your host for tonight. My name is Jake Hill, if you haven't known that already. A little update tonight as far as who you don't see sitting in the chair next to me would be Katie Hagen. She was out here for a moment, then had to go. As stated on our Monday stream, the time change for daylight savings time that happened on Sunday, somewhere in there, yeah. It throws people off, especially little ones that have no concept of the time change. But here we are. Hopefully, Katie will join us later on. She tends to, anyways. That's what I'm hoping for. But anyhow, welcome in, everybody. Let's welcome in our number one person that showed up. The first person. Well, he's number one as well. Nick at Hardwater Propagations. How's it going, buddy? Thanks for showing up like you always do. It's awesome. The Koi Pit is here as well. That's Ty. Ty is here. And of course, Jeff Kane. Jeff Kane is here saying hello to everybody. That is awesome. We love Jeff Kane very, very much. And just always a relief when you see him in the chat. He's also a moderator, so he's going to keep you guys in check. Cinnamon Girl is here as well as Lake Missoula Aquatics and Plants. I could say that 10 times fast, but I'm not going to because I don't want to show off. Instead, I'll just say hello, Ben. 310 Aquatics is also here. People piling in, saying hello. That's awesome. Keep it coming, and don't forget to hit the like button on your way in, please. I think it does something, hopefully. But, you know, if you don't like it, don't hit it. I'm just saying. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl is here as well. So, Fish Plants Radio. You guys should know the drill by now, because I've seen you guys here before. Fish Plants Radio is exactly what the name implies. We talk about all things fish, plants, and radios. We could talk about FM broadcast radio, but usually we are sticking to the subject of two-way radio communications when it comes to that. If you hear a little bit of a squawky noise or whatever, I do have, speaking of radio technology, I do have a monitor here. And as you can see there, there's Katie in with River. That's been her bed for a little while now since we're redoing her bedroom. And she loves it. She plays in that pen. We can get in there with her. So, Katie's in the living room with River right now. And I don't know if she's watching or not. Most likely not, because the sound of my voice would disturb the baby and keep her from sleeping. Yeah, she's still up. I got a lot of fun stuff. Especially for the radio section, the radio segment of this episode. I'm going to turn on the scanner a little bit because it's throwing me off. We got a gift from a fan, totally unexpected, and I'm going to open that tonight, and I'm excited. It's kind of a radio dork thing, I guess. I don't know, but I'm excited about it. Not only because it's a cool gift, but it is also a useful one. And biggest reason of all is that it came from someone that just wanted to give us a gift. And surprises like that are the best kind of gifts, I think. When it's something that you expect, how can you really call it a surprise, or how can you call it a gift if you expect it? Anyways, we'll be opening that up a little bit later. Looking at trying to keep up with the chat here and keep the flow going. Oh, diaper change time. And of course she's gonna kick and thrash and move all around and show off her feet. She's like, look at my feet, mommy. Check out these toes. Anyways, River is awesome. She's doing fantastic. That is something that we're definitely gonna have to get going on our members only videos and live streams, is get some River in there. Gills to Gardens, hello Nathan, welcome in. What a beautiful group. So, oh man. With the fish segment of this live stream, I'd like to talk about some fish tube related stuff. A little bit of news, if you will. I know that's kind of Tommy's gig, but someday I'll find enough time to collaborate with him, and if he's still doing that news network, I'm pretty sure he is. I'm out of touch sometimes nowadays. But I'd like to do a little bit of fish news myself, but mostly about the fish fam, about our fellow YouTubers here that do fish-related content. Basically, I wanted to start out with M&C Aquatics. If you guys haven't noticed, he has made some posts on Facebook and I believe on YouTube as well, having some health issues. We love Mike very, very much and wish him the very best, but he has announced a pause in his content creation. I would say indefinitely, but I don't like that word because it almost loses meaning. I think people use the word indefinitely as that it's going to be forever. Indefinite means that he has no definite end or start date of when he can come back on and start doing content, doing his live streams again. Unfortunately, he's got to put his energy elsewhere, and that is fine. That's what you should be doing with your life. If you need to, YouTube needs to go on the back burner when you have things that you have to deal with. But we wanted to make an announcement to let you guys know that if you didn't know, you won't see much of him doing much for live streams. He was in our live chat on Monday, so not that you won't see anything from him again. He'll definitely be around, but that's the news on that. Just pausing here to look at some of the chat. Lots of people saying hi. Hello, Cecil. Welcome in as well. New Local Austin, Team Jake, my man. Definitely have at least one fan out there that prefers me over Katie. Now, how that speaks to your mental health, Mike, I don't know. Just kidding. I think it's awesome. But then again, I'm of like mind, so I'm a little bit off as well. I meant that to be funny. Who knows how it came out. Nick says that Flatbed and him are going to keep his seat warm and stream in his slot after the 22nd. I saw something already set up by Flatbed for tomorrow. So maybe that's just temporarily until you get into the Wednesday night time slot that he was doing. But that's I did want to bring that up, so I'm glad that you typed that in there, because there's going to be something called I see Team Katie. Of course, Jeff. We all know that she's your favorite. I know that. And I don't blame you there either. I don't. Not one bit, because she's my favorite as well. Oh, Nick says that's a test stream. So tomorrow, and I forgot the time, I was going to actually bring up like a link to it, but if you're able to find a link to tomorrow night's stream that Flatbed has scheduled on his channel for Wave Fakers, it's called. And Mike gave them permission to do that as long as they would call it also Low Tide. So Wave Fakers Low Tide, first test stream, that is going to be tomorrow night. And I'm sorry I don't have the time. I'm looking here to see if... Oh, you think he's going to cancel that one? No. You cannot cancel. No, not unless there's a good reason. He should not be able to cancel that. Once you post it out there and that you're going to be scheduling at a certain time, you need to be there at that time. Unless there's a very, very good reason. I know, Jeff. Giving me a hard time. Vibes is already on at that time. Okay. Is what Nick is saying. So, well, there's the link just in case he doesn't cancel. I won't worry about stepping over people. They always have a choice. And if it's a test stream and only a couple people show up, then what's the difference? I'm sure you're not going to break Vibes' heart doing that. I know we try to be as respectful and courteous as we can be, but then again, there are only so many hours during the day, so many days of the week, with as many people doing live streams and doing YouTube stuff. You're going to be walking on people, and that's a radio term, walking on me, walking over somebody. That's fine. I wouldn't worry about that myself, but that's Flatbed's decision, your decision to make, Nick, if you guys want to cancel or not. But we'll be doing the things on Sundays in the future. Was that when Wavemakers was on for Sundays? Well, I can't remember. Yeah, he did it on Sundays. What did he do on Wednesdays? Wasn't there a Wednesday stream that... Maybe it was Sundays. Gosh. Anyways. I've also been noticing, and I don't know if it had anything to do with my stream on Monday, but I encouraged people to start putting content out again. Man, is she having a hard time breakdancing. She'd give that Australian breakdancer a run for her money, that's for sure. But on Monday, I encouraged people to help encourage myself by doing that too, but to encourage other people to start putting out content if they can, when they can, however they can. I know time is short sometimes for some of us and pressing, and we have other things in life. But if you're able to squeak something out, I just didn't like seeing a lull so much in the community. So much to my surprise, I guess shortly after that, it seemed like Mexicali put out like 4 or 5 videos the next day. Maybe he already had plans to do that, but Jeff has put out some content, which is great. And I'm still looking to see more from Craig. Craig's Catfish Cave in Australia. That's another one that I've seen that it just seems like he's dropped off a bit. And maybe for good reason. But like I said before, if there's not a good reason, then we'll get back at it. We miss you. Jeff, you definitely hurt some feelings streaming on Sundays. Not intentionally, but it has happened. Well, that's the thing. I mean, sometimes we can intentionally do it, but for the most part, it is what it is. We've changed our time on Mondays so many times that we walk over Grant and Shelby sometimes, and it's whatever. There's, like I said, only so much room, only so much bandwidth on the Fish Fam calendar, that's for sure. Wednesdays was mic drop, that's right. There's plenty of mics, it could happen by chance. The mic drop thing, of course, was coined by myself. I think when we had a live stream and had some mics on all at once, I said this should be called the mic drop. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Jeff is saying that Craig is a TikTok person currently. Okay. Well, I don't frequent TikToks. That's too bad. I might consider it just for that, but and Jeff's new work schedule is also interfering. Interfering with Craig's streams? That's strange. I'm just kidding. Work schedules, life schedules, family schedules, it all happens and it's completely understandable. And I'm in no way trying to make anyone feel bad for any of that. I just like to push it out there a little bit to, like I said, not only encourage people that might just be kind of feeling like they're in a lull, to also help myself. I feel like if I encourage others, then I will do more content as well. Let's get on with the show, shall we? Or have we already been doing that? Did I say hi to Cecil? I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, plants. Plants and fish. What else is going on with the fish world in here? I am still hating some of my sponge filters. And I'd like to buy some new sponge filters. However, what am I going to do with the ones that I don't want to use anymore? Just throw them away? I mean, maybe they can be modified. I'm talking about those suction cup dual sponge filters. The collars in them get clogged up. And also the suction cups don't work all that great. On some of these tanks, they tend to, no matter how many times you place them in there, they'll find a way to detach and wind up upside down and do all sorts of crazy stuff in the tank. And I've come to like just the normal, everyday, old-fashioned, sit on the bottom sponge filters. So I want to go back to that. But do you think that there's any use or any modifications that can be done to those dual sponge filters? I think I got one sitting over here to use as an example, just in case you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Here's a small one. Oh my gosh. Oh, baby. Don't think I'm leaving Katie all alone in there. Like, I insist to go in there, but she insists that I stay out and go on with these live streams, but I'm gonna have to turn it down. So here's the sponge filter. Here's a small one. This is the size we would put in like our 10-gallon tank, right? Got the two sponges. So you got the intakes there. Air comes in through here, which there's a little air collar inside there. And of course, shoots up. You can adjust this. The suction cups aren't on here right now, but They would normally mount here and here so that you can mount it however you want. What's kind of nice, what I like about these is that you can kind of turn these, have them straight out or straight up or a combination of both or whatever. And the idea is great. And I do have a few of them that are working a lot better. So I don't know if I can get at that air collar somehow and maybe widen out some of the holes. The other thing is I would like to see magnet mounts on here instead of suction cups, so that you could, you know how our MagFloat scrubbies for scrubbing the inside of your glass, it's basically a magnet that sandwiches on there. They could do the same thing with these somehow. But can I modify that, the ones that I already have, to do that sort of thing? Cut the old sponges for hot rodding. Hang on back. Yeah. Shut that baby up. She did actually. She's got a bottle in her mouth now. So, I did reuse one of these in a Matten filter setup that we have. I took out my homemade kind of uplift tube I had in there, and took off the sponges since it's behind the big foam, and attached another longer tube off of here to get over the foam. And it's just sitting back there and it's running great. It hasn't been clogging up at all. So I don't know if it's just these sponges get so saturated after a while that it starts pulling stuff in and clogging up the tubes or clogging up the collars. I don't know. But that seems to work just fine. So I could maybe invest in some sponges, you know, the big block sponges, and turn every tank into a Matten filter. However, that takes up room, and the extra cost of buying the sponge, which isn't all that great, but still, I don't like to spend money if I don't have to. Well, I do sometimes. I like spending money just for the sake of it, because it's fun, right? You get something new. But what I'm saying is I'd hate to have a bunch of these and just throw them in a tote, and I save them, they take up room, and they never get used again. Because I do like the concept. Let me look at some of the chat and see if Nick said you threw away one of those today. You hate them. See, that's the thing. You hate something, you throw it away. I have a hard time doing that because in my mind I'm like, there's still some use to it. There's got to be a way. There's got to be something I can use this for. And I'm sure you guys can come up with a ton of creative things that a person could use this for with your sick minds, but not that I'm encouraging that at all. See, Ben's thought about making magnet adapters for stuff like that. I think that's an easy solve right there. Somehow, you know, glue or epoxy or permanently attach small magnets on here, and then put magnets on the other side of the glass so hold each other. I think I could do that relatively easy. But the air collar situation, so this will come off, I think, or I'll end up breaking it. Yeah, okay, that part comes off, but that's not the air collar part. See, don't know if I can get it off. Yeah, that's on there pretty tight, and it should be. I've noticed the ones that are kind of loose, they can also start blowing bubbles out along the edge of here. It'll blow bubbles all the way around it. If it's not seated down, if this tube is not seated down far enough, you'll blow air up right outside of it. But all along the inside, and I can't really show you, but you guys probably seen, is kind of like slots. Slots with an O. And you can kind of see it. There we go. See those slots? So that's where all the air comes out, and that's where the blockage starts coming. And then it seems to be different depending on each tank. I would think since I bought them all the same, they would all be made exactly the same. So ooh, I'm afraid if I pull it out all the way, I'm gonna see it's turning. And that's what I used to do, is like when I first got these, it seemed like some of them, the tube was pushed in too far and kind of covering those slots inside, like seated too far in. I don't know if there's more. I can't really tell if the slots have gotten bigger or not by pulling that up some. But keeping them from clogging up would be the major thing of it. Because it's not fun to take the whole thing out. It's not a big issue to just pull these off while it's still in the tank. Pull them out, squeeze them out a little bit in some, aquarium water that you pulled out, just to freshen them up a little bit, and then stick them back down inside. But when you got to take the whole thing out and take off the air tube, and sometimes the air tube is stuck and you pull on it, and when it gives way, you smack something else or smack yourself in the face, maybe, I don't know. But I have given myself cuts before pulling off airlines, and it finally gives and your knuckle scrapes against a hard piece of plastic, and it's a mess. It's a pain in the rear end. And trying to find a way to modify these so that it's a little more user-friendly. They require less maintenance that way. Pebbling Creek Aquatics is here, as well as Foxy's Fishes, two of our favorite people in the whole wide world. Hello, Brian. Hello, Roxanne. Thank you guys for showing up to this episode of FPR. Like I stated in the beginning, for those just coming in, the radio segment, I have a special surprise. I'm going to show you a gift that we got from one of our fans. And in fact, one of our subscribers, I'm sure they're a subscriber, but you don't get to see all of your subscribers, because with your YouTube account, you can choose whether or not your subscriptions are public or not. On this channel, our subscriptions are private, so if we subscribe to you, you're not going to see it. Unless we happen to be in your chat and it's a subscriber-only thing. Then you can kind of tell. But so right now, anyone that's typing in the chat has had to have been a subscriber of our channel for at least 5 minutes. Being terrorized by Lily? Well, Katie's being terrorized by River right now. She's not wanting to lay down or relax or anything. She just wants to roll around and make noise and grab stuff and not wanting to go to sleep. It came in spurts. For a while there, we had it pretty good. Katie was coming back out here and being in our live streams, but someone had to make sure the clocks changed, and now everything is weird again. Seemed to be right around that time. Hot water would get those plastic tubes apart. You're right. I got most of all of them like the upper tube that slides inside, but this collar, it can twist, but it's not coming out. Well, it might if I do it enough times. Twist and pull. There we go. Wow. So now I might be able to actually, with some light, I think she's just screaming daddy the entire time. Just sounds like she's pissed. She doesn't have a radio on with her, or else I'd ask her, is she yelling at for daddy or what? Just being a... Should have just laid her down and let her put herself to sleep, because that's what I believe in. But the more you hang out there and yeah. Anyways, it's about halfway through the hour. It is about 33 minutes that I've been through there. I want to look at a few more things in chat just to see. Jennifer is a hoarder, so I can't hang on to stuff like that. I need to purge it. Learned after moving the last time. Well, Katie and I are both kind of hoarders, so you can imagine what you would see if you came here. It's crazy. You could pump water through it in reverse for a sump return. That's interesting. Never thought about that. I can't throw them away though. They're just even though it was not expensive at all to buy these. I think we got them off Temu. But there's got to be a way. So magnets instead of suction cups, and maybe once I get it apart and look in there and clean it up, maybe there's a way that I can make those holes a little bigger inside there. Get a pick or something and scrape away, but I'll have to look at it under some better lighting, that's for sure. So that's going to be a little bit of a project, and if that doesn't work, then I guess I'll just buy new sponge filters. Why not, I guess. Can never have too many, right? Looks like River is starting to calm down. Oh, I could just... If I look at that too much, I'll just stare off and then forget I'm even live streaming. Oh, okay. Fish Fam Link says, join as a channel member for exclusive benefits and to help support the channel. And how right Fish Fam Link is. Usually about halfway through our stream, I like to read off our channel members, give them some recognition for parting with their hard-earned money that they scraped and their fingers up for and worked their hands to the bones to earn, and they decided once they got it, they would give a little bit to our way. So we're appreciative for that, and I would like to read some of that off. As you guys know, one of these days I'll actually put together a cool song and stuff, but I do kind of like reading them live, so there's that. But there's always plans in the works. Currently we're at 34 subscribers, which is awesome. And oh, excuse me, I'm sorry guys. 34 subscribers at the making of this, so let's get into it, shall we? Our members to HHD, Hagen Hill Design, not only get exclusive member only content, they get our regular content, long form videos 3 days in advance from everyone else. They also, if requested to us, will receive a members only sticker, which is kind of holographic. Ooh, disappeared there for a moment. See, it said the magic disappearing and reappearing sticker, which sadly there was one member that we still haven't mailed it out to. Every week I say that I'm going to give Katie the address that we got in our email, but our email is hagenhilldesign@gmail.com. Let me just spell that out. design@gmail.com. And if you email us, tell us, hi, how's it going? Here's my mailing address. We'll get you a sticker out there of some sort. If you're a member, you'll get a member sticker. If you're a subscriber, well, yeah, we can send you a regular sticker. It's the same thing, but just not the holographic. Otherwise, come to the Fish Fan Barbecue and see us in person. So let's get on with the reading of the channel members. Starting with Big Ben Urban Explorations. Now, I just saw that guy's channel. I checked him out, made sure I subscribed. And he's from Australia. And has some pretty cool, interesting stuff on there. A lot of different things with nature and with exploring different stuff is pretty cool. Check him out. Seems like a cool dude. We also have Lucky, First Class Fish, Geek Boy, Comrade Zelinsky, Deb's Aquapets, Raisin Fishies, Scotty, M&C Aquatics, Mexicali Fish Keeper, Beto Great Lakes, Red Laser, Benjamin Peters. We also have one person, a member that goes by the name Peter Hang Loose Fish. What's the sign language for fish? Is that it? I don't know. Joy of Fish Keeping, Shows Emporium and More, Flowers with Horns. That's the one we have to get our sticker out to. Man, we're kind of known for doing that sort of thing. Just, it'll come eventually, I promise. Father Fish is also a member of our channel. Overly Overstocked Oscar, Daniken Aquatics, Gills to Gardens, Nick at Hard Water Propagation, Whips World, Eric Wyrock, Rods Aquatics, Mr. Tundra. We also have Dee Dee's Fin Den, Renee Hedinger, Rodden's Garage Aquatics, Redneck Aquatics, Stan Pittman, Lush and Salty Aquariums, Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, Autarky Homestead, Foxy's Fishes, and Peplin Creek Aquatics. All members of HHD. And some have been members for a very long time. I see up to 17 months on some of these. That's amazing, guys. Thank you so very, very much. So we'll go back to our regularly scheduled program. Okie dokie. Well, I see Lance is in the house. Sleeper Barbecue, Grills to Gills. Welcome in, Lance. It's good to see you. I'm missing Asia. Thank you for showing up as well. Hope I'm not missing anyone else, though. Members, you meant what I think you meant. Oh, members. Well, gold member would be a member. Not that kind of member, but yes. I don't know if we're on the same page or not. Been thinking a little bit about Fish Room Punk cards. I know that there's another set coming out soon. It's going to have More cards made of people that have had stickers but no cards made in the past. So he's taking people that have previously been on the Fish Room Punk sticker lines and turning them into cards. But so far, I haven't added any more than that second wave that came out into this binder here. And I will eventually, because we have more other cards, but most of them I put in top loaders. But make sure when you go to the Wisconsin Fish Fam Cookout, look at that. It's awesome. You guys have seen that. Got HHD on the side. If you come to the Wisconsin Fish Fam Cookout this July 31st, hosted by Pepin Creek Aquatics and Foxy's Fishes, make sure you bring your collection with you so you can not only show it off, but maybe play a little bit of trading game. And also, for those who have cards there that are on cards, such as Katie and myself, Jeff Kane will be there, and others, you'll be able to get your cards signed live and in person by us. Isn't that exciting? And we can do it thanks to a special marker that Jeff gave to us last year. We still have it, and it's still good. So I'm thinking a lot about the Fish Room Punk cards, hoping that it is still being popular and still being pushed out there. I don't want it to be forgotten because I think it's a really cool idea, and hope it goes on. Kyle is an excellent dude. But what should we talk about with plants? Normally, I let Katie take the lead in this because she is the main plant guru. I have an extreme appreciation for plants, but my knowledge base is not nearly as deep and wide as hers. So, regardless, we've been noticing that guppy grass is probably the fastest growing plant that we have in our tanks. It will quickly take over a 10-gallon, I don't know, a matter of weeks, like a month maybe. It can go crazy. Thank you, Jeff, for dropping a link to the Wisconsin Fish Fam Cookout. Go there, click on that link, and RSVP your spot. We'll find a spot for you anyways, but we'd like to know how many people are coming eventually. So, what plants do you grow in your tanks? We have hornwort, guppy grass, Amazon, sword. This one has the most. We have crypt. I don't know what type of crypt because, you know, the scientific words and the variations. Java fern, Valsneria. We have that spiral val, I think it's called, and duckweed. Yeah, Java fern, and also what's the other one that I keep mixing up with those two? I can't think of it. We have Bacopa, different types of that, different stem plants that we really like. Of course, did I say duckweed? We have duckweed. A German type plant, which was just there on the tip of my tongue and now it's gone. The plant wasn't there, the word for the name of the plant. The plant's in there. I don't keep it on my tongue, but maybe if I did, I remember the name of it. It's that plant everyone likes to have their fish breed in. It's a swassertang, or however you want to say it. We do grow some immersed type plants as far as the pothos goes, and purple heart we grow out of there. All you see up here is tons of pothos that's growing on at 75 up on pegboard. There's a lot of it there. Mama. Spider plants, I said. I'm sure I'm missing a few, but nothing too crazy, really. I mean, we like plants that get the job done, and I think all plants are beautiful. Hair algae, is that a plant? It will be another great barbecue, Foxy. You're right. I think it'll be great because not only do we have like all of our friends there, we're also going to play with radios this year. Well, I'm excited for all the times where we're going to be able to sit down and talk and meet people and just be real human beings around each other. And hoping that this year we'll get some bugs worked out on the live streaming and see what we can do with that. But just to help people be a part of it that can actually get there. That's going to be a fun part too. But also, if you click on that link that Jeff put on there, I believe it does show people that have already said yes, they're coming, or maybe, or whatnot. So you'll kind of get a good idea of people that are going to be showing up there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at, it just came stumbling in.
I don't know for how long.
Well, sit down, Katie, and, spend some time with us. Welcome in Katie Hagen of Hagen Hill Design. How are you doing this evening? Alrighty then.
Peachy.
Look, everyone, it's Katie. Hey, Jeff, look. It's Katie.
That's cool, Jeff. Mobile Starlink.
I've been looking at those. They just had a sale thing where they dropped from $50 a month for their basic plan to, is it $39 a month?
Yeah, I think we should switch.
But it's about half the speed that we have now, though, for download. We're in town. We don't need a switch. I like my high-speed cable.
Hi,
But
Brian.
someday I wish to be so rich
Hi, Foxy.
that I can have both.
Big hugs.
But I was telling Foxy and Brian that they should, I wasn't telling them tonight, but I said, well, how about you guys get Starlink? But Brian says that eventually they're going to have fiber optic go through there, and then their internet's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, Wisconsin just passed. I think it's like 300 and some residences are going to get it.
300 is all?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem very many. There's in the
Well-
whole state,
In certain areas.
300 places.
Places.
Okay. I thought you meant 300 households. I'm like, good luck. Good luck being one of the 300 people that get it. But I misunderstood. I started talking about plants a little bit, and Nick asked what kind of plants we have in our tank, so I kind of went over them the best I could.
I heard you.
But I always tell them that you are the plant lady.
Did you do Anubias?
Anubias, that's the
And
other one.
Java moss?
I said with Java, we don't need Java moss right now.
Yeah,
I
there's
said
some still in that tank.
No, is there?
Yeah, a little
No.
bit.
No way. Is that phrase copyrighted? You know what? There is some in there. You're right.
See?
Oh my god. Why do I ever doubt you? Sometimes I just have to see it to believe it, though. Awesome, 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 awesome. Foxy says hi to you. You see that? She's trying to steal you from me. I went over the this type of filter and how I would like to modify them so they don't go to use or put them to a different kind of use. But got some plans about that.
Okay.
Using magnets instead of suction cups, and maybe widening the holes in the air collar so they don't get as clogged. I'm just giving Katie kind of a recap because she missed a lot. But since we're towards the end of the hour, how about we just get into our gift
Yes.
that we got? Because it's very, very important. And I saved it to the end, hoping to try to get people like, I have to keep watching because I want to see what he got. But I don't think that's the case. Most of you guys would be on here,
You mean
for
what we got?
8 hours if we kept on going for 8 hours, because that is how awesome you guys are. We got. Okay. So, here's a backload story real quick. I was at work today and it was slow, and even so, I still tend to check my personal emails and our Hagen Hill Design email, and I opened up an email that has actually got my call sign in it. I use it for radio purposes, but it was sent to that email and our Hagen Hill Design email, a FedEx notification that our package has arrived. Knowing that we haven't ordered anything, I almost passed it off as a scam or a phishing thing, because you'll get that, well, click on this link to see where your package is, kind of thing. So I was looking at it, but it looked more and more legit. And I finally saw a picture of our front door, where right next to it, we have
The one we don't use.
a little seat, and there was a package laying on it. I'm like, well, if this is fake, why is there a picture of my door there? So still, before I opened it up much more, I called Katie and I said, do we have a package sitting on the chair by the front door? And she looked out the window, and sure enough, there was one there. It came on Monday. Today is Wednesday. So it'd been sitting there. And on Monday, we had no snow here. So since then, we've gotten like a foot or whatever. Seems like a foot. Anyways, I'm like, wow. We got a package. Who was it from? Mosley Electronics, they're called. Mosley Electronics, there's 2 of them. If you try to look them up, search them on Google, you will find a company that specializes in window shades and lighting, and the other company that's been around for 78 years as a world leader in two-way antenna and two-way radio antennas. So it wasn't shades and lighting, it was the Mosley Electronics that does antennas. Looking at the FedEx package, it was directly from them, sent here. I opened it up and found an antenna. Of course, you have to assemble it yourself. This is like a base antenna. But right on the packaging right here, it says, for Katie and Jake, HHD. No, I had gotten no prior emails, no prior notices, calls, texts, comments on anything that this was coming. And I found it strange that there was no other name on the packaging from FedEx saying that someone bought this from you. I only know a couple people in my life that would have bought this for me as, friends. I'm sorry. I asked them, they said, no, we didn't buy that. And come to look even closer, I see this set of instructions, but inside there's the set of instructions. There's a white piece of paper folded in there. And if I looked hard enough, there's writing on there, and I can see HHD written on there. So there's a handwritten note in the factory sealed bag from Mosley Electronics apparently someone at their company that has the ability to say, hey, give them an antenna, is a fan of our channel, has been watching. I sent an email to that company and said, basically, to whom it may concern, I don't know who sent this to us, but thank you very much. I said, I actually got printed out here. I said, please forgive me for not knowing who sent this antenna to us. What a wonderful surprise. I opened up my email to see this delivery confirmation and almost passed it off as spam or phishing until I saw the pictures of our front door. FedEx doesn't realize we don't use that door. I checked when I went home for lunch, and there it was. I opened the FedEx bag to find your package inside with "For Katie and Jake HHD" written on it. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to open it and check it out. Tonight is our Wednesday night YouTube live stream, yada, yada, yada. Katie and I will be opening this antenna and talking about this very nice gift during our radio segment. Thank you so much for thinking of us and giving us a great antenna. It would be put to good use on one of our upcoming projects. Sincerely, Jake Hill, KE9EIX. About an hour later, I get a response from the company's official email address saying, Jake, you are welcome. I was afraid you would have thought it was a scam. I did see you had 2 addresses, and I thought it would not be received believing you had moved. Just a small gesture to let you know I appreciate your support of amateur radio and the fish hobby. I will be lurking as usual. 73s, that's ham radio talk for goodbye or see you later. And signed HHD fan. No name given.
Thank you, Vibes, for the $1.99 super chat. Super sticker, sorry. I'm trying to watch this screen, that screen, that screen, and him,
He's
and
got
I'm
the
not.
arrow that says here.
So can we open it so we can read the note?
I'm just thinking
'Cause I've been-
that it's really, excuse me, really awesome that this isn't solicited. It wasn't something that, like a business deal, hey, show this on your channel and you get it for free kind of a thing. And besides, we're not a big channel anyways, so what would be the use? Especially when a company that's been around for 78 years and already has footprints all over the world. They're mostly well known for their HF big antennas and stuff. But anyways, I'm gonna cut it open. Let's cut it open.
I get to read the note.
I'll pull the note out and you can look at it. It probably tells us, hey, you need to make a
thank you
video
again,
about it
Vibes, for
within
the
5 days or
$1.99
else
super sticker.
send it back. I'm just kidding. What's making that beeping
It's the
sound?
camera, right here. HHD, just wanted to show my appreciation for your channel. Could not find a call sign for Katie. Is she a ham? Thanks again, HHD fan.
Katie is not a ham, but you should be.
And there's still no identity. Dun dun dun.
Inside here is instructions, assembly instructions, and the specs for if you want to trim it or tune it or anything. But so I'm not going to assemble it or take it out of the bag here on this. In fact, well, first I'm going to grab something here to throw out in chat. I just wanted to copy and paste the link to their website. If I remember, how to use a computer, which is usually not a problem. Only when I'm live streaming am I gonna really. Oh my gosh. copy, then go back to OBS, Jake, go into this chat, and then paste. It's not letting me do it.
Right click.
This is how I'll do it, because it's this, I'll just type it in there. It's Mosley-electronics.com. And I don't know if that won't actually make a link, will
You
it?
have to put a www.
Oh, whatever. Really? Copy. I'm sorry, guys. I'm being so dumb right now. Paste.
Right
Come on,
click
let-
and paste it instead of using the keyboard. See?
You're so smart, Katie. And you said it once before, but I was just whatever. There's a link to Mosley Electronics. Check out their website if you're into radios. There's a really cool spot. Check on About, and you can read about the history of the company, how it started, the man that started it, and how it grew. I thought it was very cool. They're a U.S.-based company. They have distributors all over the world that are authorized distributors, and they do very well. Very sought after antennas for a lot of people. So I'd like to think that it's probably the president of the company that really, really likes us. We never know. They're staying anonymous. But like I was saying, for putting this antenna together, I would like to actually make a video for our, or for mine. That would be mine. I could actually say mine. My channel that I freshly started, that will be nothing but my adventures in the radio world. I'm sure Katie will be featured in some of it, but it is my channel. And since we're trying to keep the majority of our content to do with fish and gardening and stuff like that, I found it more fitting if we move it to a different genre of a channel. And plus, I need to put some content out there. So here's a link to that. I have no content on that channel right now. It's probably only about a week old. And but I'm going to be filming a video of putting this together. It'll probably be boring for some people, but at least it'll be something. It'll be fun. I'll make it fun. You know how I get. I'll be silly about it, I'm sure. So I also have projects lined up with Radio Geek, which you guys see in here once in a while. He's my friend Aaron, and he is a radio geek, but a very awesome, cool dude. And we have projects lined up. I'm supposed to go out on Saturday with him to work on some radio-related stuff, so I'm hoping to get some footage of that and share it with you guys on that channel. So if you would please, click on that link and subscribe ahead of time. Like I said, there's nothing on there to watch right now, but there will be. I'm hoping that maybe I can have some fun in the radio world and not annoy Katie as much. Although she does love radios, I tend to talk about them way too much. So I appreciate the time at the end of Wednesday that I get to go blah, 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 blah about radios.
Yeah, it gets it all out. So
Radios,
the rest
radios,
of the
radios,
week is
radios,
not so
radios,
bad for
radios.
me.
You know what I can turn these into? Windscreens for a
Welcome in,
microphone
Rick.
for a
Thank
radio.
you for coming.
Like a big mouthpiece, like a headset. I'll stuff that over it so it's really pronounced. And it smells like fish, and it'll remind me that I also keep fish. Rack is here. Hi,
Yes.
Rack. You said that already?
I did.
I talk too much.
That's okay. You're used to me not being here, so
I just get excited. This is really, really cool.
it's
and
an awesome
unexpected.
gift. And I have a little way of maybe finding out who it is. But I won't go into detail.
I don't think you'll be able to.
You'd be surprised.
Blah, 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 videos, blah, blah, blah. For those that, if you're interested, that is a UHF antenna, ultra high frequency, which starts about 430 megahertz, which is ideal because one of the projects that we have coming up here is Radio Geek is going to come over and teach me how to set up, and we're going to set up together a what's called a high-powered hotspot for D-Star Radio. And we were going to run it on UHF. So what a wonderful
Welcome in, J-Rock.
coincidence that we get gifted this awesome antenna that's going to work for that project
Same to you.
perfectly. Just really exciting. You know, once in a while
You know-
I'll get emails from people wanting us to do something with our channel to help them make money or make us more money, and it's always deals, and I usually just don't respond at all. I'll just, once in a while, maybe I'll say no thank you, but I usually just don't even engage. But this was nothing like that.
Nothing like that. And you know, it sounds kind of corny, but I want to frame it. Because somebody thought of us that much.
Yeah. We save a lot of little notes that people sent us. Like that box we're gonna have to destroy because Jody wrote on the inside a note to us, so we're gonna cut that flap off, and I'd like to do that sort of thing.
Mementos.
A lot of notes and things like that from people. So thank you very, very much again,
Whomever you are.
HHD fan. And no, I really mean it. That's
Nick says totally hang that in the fish room. Most definitely.
just not something that we get every day.
No.
And knowing that it was this note sealed inside the factory bag, it had to been someone from that company, like I said.
Right.
So it's great to know that we have your support, and we'll try our very best to continue on making good content, hopefully. Or start to make good content. Could be that.
Hello, Jose. Hope you sleep tight.
Yep. Hello and good night. So, we hope you're good too, J-Rock. Glad you could stop in for a little bit. That's always good to see you. It reminds me of another video we need to do, a video of that drop that I bought after watching this video. The little,
The one
Little
that I
tiny
get
bowl.
to escape.
you could escape.
Yeah. You said I could.
Okay, fine.
You had it long enough and didn't do anything with it.
It's my present I bought myself.
I know.
And I decided to let you do it. Just put a little bonsai tree in there.
Yeah.
We actually kind of wanted to put water in there. I don't know. Although a little terrarium looking thing would be kind of neat too. Shrimp would be cool, since it's small like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
what?
It's about that time.
For what? To end it?
Unfortunately, I would love to go longer, but I have to leave.
Well, I can stay here and keep going. C-Rock agrees. Put a bonsai in there. I want to do underwater bonsais. Is that a thing?
I saw somebody's tank have something on the order of it, but I don't think it was actual bonsai. Maybe
Right, I suppose you could get the driftwood and tie things off like
that might have been what it was.
the Moss
Yeah.
Boss Joey does. Make it look like a bonsai, but that'd be underwater bonsai. I was saying it wrong. Bonsai. I'm sure like everyone pronounces it wrong somehow, but bonsai. Don't leave, Katie, please.
Sorry, Vibes. River's calling me.
She might just fall. She needs to fall asleep on her own.
She's got a wet diaper. She would have fallen asleep by now.
You have bonsai trees growing in aquariums, but like completely submerged? Or are they growing out of it? Bonsai. Bonsai is like bonbon.
Good night, Jose.
Bonsai. Thank you, Foxy, for
Foxy.
saying that. And yeah, we should probably get going. But before we go, Katie's going to sing you a little song. And a 1, and a 2, and
Good night. Sleep tight until we meet again.
I almost thought until the bed bugs bite.
It's Lawrence Welk.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And no wonder I haven't heard it before.
It's
Who
older
listens
than
to
I
that
am, so you
crap?
should have.
Huh? Just kidding. It's good stuff. It's all good stuff. Sorry, Lawrence. If you're in the chat, Lawrence Welk, isn't he dead though?
He's been dead.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry to his family that may be watching. No ill intent intended.
Most of us in here were brought up on that and had to watch it with our grandparents.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
Love you guys so very much, and thank you for coming. As much as I hate to leave, I've got to go.
Really? Okay. You're not just saying that?
Nope.
Okay. Good night, guys. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Hagen Hill design. Oh, you didn't know. You best recognize, 'cause we're running the show. Backyard ponds are what we do best. You better pay attention now. You better take interest. No fancy logos, no printed t-shirts. When you see us on the job, just trying to make it work. Backyard ponds are what we do best. You better pay attention now. You better take interest. No funny slogans, no slick campaigns. The message is simple. It's in our name. Backyard ponds are what we do best. You better pay attention now. You better take it.